Welcome to the session on online education. Online education is electronically supported learning that relies on the internet for teacher-student interaction and the distribution of class materials. Online education comes in many names and a variety of styles. Computer-based training, web-based training, internet-based training, online training, e-learning or electronic learning, m-learning or mobile learning, computer-aided distance education, etc. are some of them. A few years ago, online education was unthinkable. Now it is a reality and it has expanded beyond imagination. The internet has allowed us to cross boundaries that took a long time to cross. Technology has allowed us to learn and grow with people from around the world. It has given access to new opportunities in work, learning and socializing. We are now witnessing a transformation in the way people learn. The future of education in general and college education in particular will be of more access, more educational choices and new fields in educational research. Online education is synchronous if the teacher and student have some direct, simultaneous contact. For instance, a teacher might meet with students in a chat forum for a discussion. Another example of synchronous distance learning is a teacher delivering a lecture at a scheduled time with students watch it simultaneously. Distance learning also allows for asynchronous learning, where instructor and learner do not meet in time or space. For instance, a student may go to a website to read or watch the week's lectures at any point during the week. Students may use email to submit assignments to the teacher or ask questions. Asynchronous learning opens up enormous possibilities by divorcing education from the constraints of time as well as place. Teaching in a digital age. Teaching method with no use of technology is not online learning but pure face-to-face teaching. However, teaching without any technology is very rare these days, at least in formal education. Then, there is the use of technology as a classroom aid which may or may not be online learning. For instance, an instructor using a projector and PowerPoint slides would not be using online learning, but students being directed to use a device such as a laptop, tablet or mobile phone to look at a website during a classroom lesson would be a form of online learning, but the classroom would remain the main means of delivery. However, this could be considered a sub-branch of online learning called blended learning. Blended learning. Here, the definitions are a little less precise and is called blended learning, which in general means a combination of face-to-face teaching and the significant use of online learning, especially outside the classroom. This can take a number of forms. Flipped classroom. A flipped classroom is one where students do preparation online before a classroom session, for instance watching a pre-recorded video or lecture and online reading. Hybrid learning. Hybrid learning is one where the whole classroom experience has been redesigned to focus on what the instructor thinks is best done online and what is best done face-to-face. In hybrid learning, students may spend 50% or more of their time learning online. Lastly, fully online learning, where students do not come to campus at all but study entirely online, which is one form of distance education. Characteristics of online education. There are many terms for online education. Some of them are virtual education, internet-based education, web-based education, and education via computer-mediated communication. The Web Edu project uses a definition of online education that is based on Desmond Keegan's 1988 definition of distance education. Hence, online education is characterized by The separation of teachers and learners, which distinguishes it from face-to-face education. The influence of an educational organization, which distinguishes it from self-study and private tutoring. The use of a computer network to present or distribute some educational content. The provision of two-way communication via a computer network so that students may benefit from communication with each other, teachers, and staff. Advantages of online teaching and learning. The minimum requirement for students to participate in an online course is access to a computer, the internet, and the motivation to succeed in a non-traditional classroom. Online courses provide an excellent method of course delivery, unbound by time or location, allowing for accessibility to instruction at any time from anywhere. Learners find the online environment a convenient way to fit education into their busy lives. The ability to access a course from any computer with internet access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is a tremendous incentive for many of the students. Some of the main advantages of online learning include convenience, 24/7 access for any time online computer, accommodates busy schedules, no commuting, nor searching for parking. Enhanced learning. Research shows the increased depth of understanding and retention of course content, more meaningful discussions, emphasis on writing skills, technology skills, and life skills like time management, independence, and self-discipline. Leveling of the playing field. Students can take more time to think and reflect before communicating. Shy students tend to thrive online. Anonymity of the online environment. Interaction. Increased student-to-teacher and student-to-student interaction and discussion, a more student-centered learning environment, less passive listening and more active learning, a greater sense of connectedness, synergy. Innovative learning. Student-centered approaches, increased variety and creativity of learning activities, address different learning styles, changes and improvements can translate to on-ground courses as well. Improved administration. Time to examine student work more thoroughly, ability to document and record online interactions, ability to manage grading online. Savings. Accommodate more students, increased student satisfaction, which is equal to higher retention and fewer repeats. Maximize physical resources. Lessen demand on limited campus infrastructure, decrease congestion on campus and parking lots. Outreach. Give students options, reach new student markets, appeal to current students, thus increasing enrollments. Disadvantages of online teaching and learning. Before enrolling into an online course, you should also consider some disadvantages of online education. E-learning course could lack accreditation. It is always a good idea to check if the online course you are interested in has its program accredited. Legitimate schools are proud of their status with accrediting agencies, and agencies are happy to accredit good schools, so this information shouldn't be hard to find. If you earn a degree from a school with no accreditation, it can be worthless and could leave you in debt. However, this doesn't necessarily mean you wouldn't learn anything, but if getting a degree is your main objective, please do check. Verifying an online program's accreditation is something that can save you time, money, and heartache in the long run. E-learning course could provide low-quality education. Even if online course is accredited, that doesn't necessarily mean you will get your money's worth, or time you invest would be time well spent. Use a search engine to find out all of the details about the specific online course. Dig the internet. you will find the information that could help you make a final decision on whether or not you should enroll. Face-to-face interaction. There is often a tendency to underestimate the impact of never meeting the instructor and other students in the class. Building relationships with your instructor and classmates will require more effort in an online environment than in a brick-and-mortar school. More work and self-discipline. Online courses typically require a greater amount of reading and assignments than traditional classes. Programs in general are improving the quality of their online courses, and this means that students will have to do more to prove that they have mastered the material. Also, online courses usually have deadlines for assignments, quizzes, or tests. This requires a lot of self-discipline in order to deal with the schedule. Approaches to e-learning. Synchronous versus asynchronous, blended learning, individual versus group, self-paced versus instructor lead. Synchronous e-learning. In synchronous e-learning, communication occurs at the same time between individuals and information is accessed instantly. It is characterized by real-time, simultaneous, and two-way communication. This is commonly supported by media such as video conferencing, virtual classrooms, and chat sessions. The most familiar form of synchronous electronic communication is real-time, two-way text-based online chat, which is widely used in e-learning. More sophisticated forms of synchronous instruction include virtual classrooms, which use information and communication technologies to mimic a traditional classroom environment. This may involve video conferencing or the use of shared electronic whiteboards, which allow learning materials to be created and modified in real time, either by the instructor or the learners. Learners and teachers experience synchronous e-learning as more social and avoid frustration by asking and answering questions in real time. Synchronous sessions help e-learners feel like participants rather than isolates. Asynchronous e-learning. As you are familiar with the use of email, which is also a two-way communication, here the flexibility is that the sender and receiver of the message need not be online at the same time. You can check your email at your convenient time. Thus, asynchronous means you need not be online at the same time. This asynchronous e-learning is commonly facilitated by media such as email and discussion boards, supports work relation among learners and with teachers, even when participants cannot be online at the same time. It is thus a key component of flexible learning. Asynchronous instruction allows participants to control their timetables and fit learning around their other commitments. This is a major bonus, especially for adult learners. Asynchronous e-learning makes it possible for learners to log on to an e-learning environment at any time and download documents or send messages to teachers or peers. Students may spend more time refining their contributions, which are generally considered more thoughtful compared to synchronous communication. Many of the technologies used in asynchronous e-learning also permit two-way communication between learners and instructors or multi-directional collaborative communication among learners themselves. Blended learning. In blended learning, e-learning is being combined with traditional classroom methods and independent study to create a new hybrid teaching methodology. Many use terms like hybrid, mixed, or integrative to describe the same trend. In a blended learning course, for example, students might attend a class taught by a teacher in a traditional classroom setting while also independently completing online components of the course outside the classroom. In this case, in-class time may be either replaced or supplemented by online learning experiences, and students would learn about the same topics online as they do in class. That is, the online and in-person learning experiences would parallel and complement one another. The blended learning will have the essential requirement of in-person classroom activities facilitated by a teacher, online learning materials provided through a website, blog or LMS, structured independent study and assignments both face-to-face and online mode. Blended learning can provide the convenience, speed and cost effectiveness of e-learning with the personal touch of traditional learning. Students can prepare for, consolidate and recall classroom experiences online while gaining the benefits of interaction with teachers and students via an actual or virtual classroom. Student learning and retention rates improve without sacrificing the convenience, cost effectiveness and customization of self-paced web-based coursework. Individual versus group. Individualized e-learning refers to situations where an individual learner is accessing learning resources such as a database or course content offline or online via an intranet or internet. A typical example of this is a learner studying alone or conducting some research on the internet, local network or using a CD or DVD. In group-based e-learning refers to situations where groups of learners are working together in real time or with time delay via an intranet or the internet. It may include text-based conferencing, online discussion forum, electronic mailing, and one- or two-way audio and video conferencing. Examples of this include learners engaged in a real-time chat or an audio-video conference. Self-paced versus instructor-led. In self-paced approach, the e-learning courseware is usually made available through an online learning platform or on CD-ROM. Learners are free to choose the learning activities and learn at their own pace based on individual needs and interests. E-learning content is developed according to a set of learning objectives and is delivered using different media elements such as text, graphics, audio, and video. It must provide as much learning support as possible through explanations, examples, interactivity, feedback, glossaries, etc. in order to make learners self-sufficient. Whereas in instructor-led, the course is scheduled and led by an instructor and or facilitator through an online learning platform. E-learning content for individual study can be integrated with instructors' lectures, individual assignments and collaborative activities among learners. Learners, facilitators and instructors can use communication tools such as emails, discussion forums, chats, polls, whiteboards and application sharing and audio and video conferencing to communicate and work together. At the end, a final step typically includes an exercise or assessment to measure learning. Communication tools. As you are aware, modern technology provides us with a plethora of options for communicating. The most common communication tool used in e-learning include email, instant messaging and blogging. Email. Email stands for electronic mail. Email is defined as the transmission of messages over communication networks. There are many email service providers and the most famous ones are Yahoo Mail and Gmail. Exchanging mail messages with a mentor or peer is an e-learning experience. Instant messaging, IM. Instant messaging is the exchange of text messages through a software application in real time. Instant messaging allows learners to chat with one another through text messages. This has become very popular as here everything is performed in a faster, more reliable and cohesive manner. Instant messaging helps teachers to create subject-specific groups for exchange of information and sharing of resources. Instant messaging applications like WhatsApp are extensively used by teaching community as reliable communication tool. Chat. Chat is synchronous communication tool facilitating online communication. This tool helps teachers and learners to schedule a discussion on a particular question or theme and later save the chat discussion for later use. The chat tool is an integrated tool in all the LMS, and there are many standalone chat applications which can be used outside the LMS. Blogging. A blog is your own website that you are going to update on an ongoing basis. A blog is a frequently updated online personal journal or diary. It's a place to express yourself to the world and to share your thoughts and your passions. In blogs, entries are commonly displayed in reverse chronological order. Most blogs are interactive, allowing visitors to leave comments and even message each other via widgets on the blogs, and it is this interactivity that distinguishes them from other static websites. Many blogs provide commentary or news on a particular subject. Others function as more personal online diaries. A typical blog combines text, images and links to other blogs, web pages and other media related to its topic. The ability of readers to leave comments in an interactive format is an important part of many blogs. Most blogs are primarily textual, although some focus on art blog, photographs, photo blog, videos, video blogging and music, MP3 blog and audio podcasting. Collaboration tools. All around the globe, we are witnessing the transition towards collaborative learning. The benefits of collaborative learning are immense. It lets the learners gain from the experience of their peers and help them acquire and retain information in a more involved and engaged way. Thus, we see most of the e-learning is also social. The learners learn through collaboration with peers in smaller or larger groups. The e-learning technology offers a number of collaboration tools to learn from one another, to work on assignments, projects in groups and the like. Some of the popular collaboration tools include chat, forum, wiki, online groups, audio-video conferencing, social bookmarking and social networking. Collaborative learning forums promote learner interaction through message boards, where students can post questions and answers, text chat or forums where learners can communicate outside the main classroom, and threaded discussions where facilitators and students can discuss a given topic and review each other's responses. Wiki. A wiki is a collaborative website that collects and organizes content created and revised by its users. The most well-known example is Wikipedia. Wikis are a way to grow a knowledge base around a particular content area, be it best practices in a particular field or how to use a specific piece of software. There are many software which help to create online wiki, and one of the most famous one among that is WordPress. Wiki is also a feature available in all the learner management system. In an e-learning context, Wiki permits teachers to give many kind of tasks to the learners to collaborate and create content on any topic. Wiki platforms are used extensively to create and share open educational resources. Social bookmarking. A social bookmarking service is a centralized online service which enables users to add, annotate, edit and share bookmarks of web documents. Social bookmarking websites enhance and improve the learning experiences by encouraging group collaboration. They also help in organizing and saving web resources faster and easier for students. Social bookmarking services offer greater scope for research, integration, and collaboration compared to the more traditional bookmarking applications such as browsers, which offer limited functionality. There are many services which are available freely for crediting and sharing social bookmarks, and most famous among them are Diigo, Delicious, and StumbleUpon. Teachers can create social bookmarks of resources chapter-wise and invite other teachers to contribute and annotate. The social bookmarks thus created can be shared with the learners, and teachers can also give assignments to learners to collaboratively build social bookmarks related to a particular topic. Social networking sites. Social networking site is the phrase used to describe any website that enables users to create public profiles within that website and form relationships with other users of the same website who access their profile. Social networking sites can be used to describe community-based websites, online discussion forums, chat rooms, and other social spaces online. Examples include Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, etc. Social networking can be used effectively for e-learning by creating specific interest groups. The learners within this group can share information, photographs, videos, graphics related to a particular topic. This can also be used by teachers to collaborate in generating and sharing resources online with ease, thereby facilitating learning. Web conferencing. Web conferencing is highly interactive, internet-based applications with a rich collaboration feature, set example audio video from presenters and learners, application sharing, whiteboarding and markup tools, breakout rooms, polling, quizzing, hand raising and emoticon responses, slides and media, website tours, public or private text chat. It is capable of scaling from small groups to hundreds or thousands of simultaneous users. In synchronous e-learning, we refer to web conferencing. Web conferencing technologies offer tremendous potential for robust interactivity and collaboration through their versatility and rich feature options. There are many online tools for organizing video web conferencing to facilitate collaborative learning. Applications like Big Blue Button. Content creation tools or authoring tools. An e-learning content authoring tool is a software package which developers use to create and package e-learning content deliverable to the end users. According to wikipedia.org, a content authoring tool is a software application used to create multimedia content, typically for delivery on the World Wide Web. Content authoring tools may also create content in other file formats, so the training can be delivered on a CD, compact disc, or in other formats for various different uses. The category of content authoring tools include HTML, Flash, and various types of e-learning authoring tools. Thus, e-learning authoring tools are a class of products designed for people who need to create online educational or training courses that are deployed from a standard cloud-based learning management system. Many programs can be considered authoring tools, including Flash and PowerPoint. However, only a small group of programs specifically include support for e-learning content standards such as SCORM, Shareable Content Object Reference Model. There are many proprietary as well as open source authoring tools available currently in the market. Some of the most famous proprietary authoring tools are Elucidate, Lectora, Easy Generator, Smart Builder, Adobe Presenter, Camtasia, Articulate, Captive and Udo2. There are also many open sourcing authoring tools which have many features. They are Learner Activity Management System (LAMS), Adapt, Xert and EXE Learning. In addition to these SCORM-compatible authoring tools, there are many specific applications necessary for creating content such as image editing, video editing, audio editing, and animation tools to create multimedia e-content. Currently, most of the LMS have its own inbuilt authoring tools to create e-content due to the convergence of the software features. Short descriptions of the popular open source authoring tools are given in the following section. Adapt. The Adapt authoring tool is an application to allow you to quickly build responsive e-learning content. It is accessed through a web browser. You can create an account, log in, create courses and add assets, components and extensions. You can peer review and publish your e-learning content from the authoring tool. LAMS. Learner Activity Management System (LAMS) is a revolutionary new tool for designing, managing and delivering online collaborative learning activities. It provides teachers with highly intuitive visual authoring environment for creating sequence of learning activities. CERT. CERT is a fully featured e-learning development environment for creating rich interactivity. CERT is aimed at developers of interactive content who will create sophisticated content with some scripting, and CERT can be used to extend the capabilities of CERT Online toolkits with new tools for content authors. CERT Online Toolkits is a server-based suite of tools for content authors. E-learning materials can be authored quickly and easily using browser-based tools with no programming required. CERT Online Toolkit is aimed at content authors who will assemble content using simple wizards. Content authors can easily collaborate on projects. CERT Online Toolkits can be extended by developers using CERT. EXE Learning. The X project developed a freely available open source authoring application to assist teachers and academics in the publishing of web content without the need to become proficient in HTML or XML markup. Resources authored in EXE can be exported in IMS content package, SCORM 1.2 or IMS Common cartridge formats, or as simple self-contained web pages. Delivery and distribution tools. There are many options to deliver e-learning today. Most common approach is to deliver online learning using a learner management system which has so many e-learning tools and technologies integrated in one place. The other approach gaining popularity currently is Massive Open Online Course (MOOC) format. A Massive Open Online Course (MOOC) is a model for delivering learning e-content online to any person who wants to take a course with no limit on attendance. In addition to these two approaches, e-learning can also be delivered as flipped learning, in which the typical lecture and homework elements of a course are reversed. WebQuest is an inquiry-oriented lesson format in which most or all the information that learners work with comes from the web. The e-learning could also be delivered or distributed through websites as webcast, podcast, EPUB, streaming video, webinars, virtual tours and games. EPUB. Wikipedia defines EPUB as an e-book file format with the extension EPUB that can be downloaded and read on devices like smartphones, tablets, computers or e-readers. It is a free and open standard published by the International Digital Publishing Forum (IDPF). The term is short for electronic publication and is sometimes styled EPUB. Sigil is an open-source EPUB authoring tool and Calibre is an open-source EPUB reader. Podcasting. Podcasting is a form of audio broadcasting on the internet. The audio files are developed and distributed using RSS to the computers of subscribed users. These files may then be uploaded to digital music or multimedia players like the iPod. A podcast can be easily created from a digital audio file. The podcaster first saves the file as an MP3 and then uploads it to the website of a service provider. Vodcasting, that is video on demand casting, is the same principle as podcasting with the addition of video. Podcasting or vodcasting allows educators to reach students using a medium that are accustomed to. It can be used to interact with students and parents beyond the school hours and can be a great facilitator to increase student engagement. Student-created vodcasts give students the opportunity to enhance their organization, communication and technology skills. Record classroom lectures, provide supplemental information, provide review sessions, record classroom discussions, interview with experts. Student projects are some of the uses of podcasts. Therefore, podcast is versatile medium for delivering e-learning, specifically audio content. Audio or video streaming. Streaming audio or video is content sent in compressed form over the internet and displayed by the viewer in real time. With streaming video or streaming media, a web user does not have to wait to download a file to play it. Instead, the media is sent in a continuous stream of data and displayed as it arrives. The services offered by YouTube are valued by e-learning providers world over. Many institutions have created their own exclusive channels for providing their e-content to the end users using YouTube. E-learning professionals used to make their e-learning courses more interactive, fun and informative using YouTube. In fact, it has the power to transform a potentially dull or complicated subject matter into an overall exciting and engaging e-learning experience. E-learning providers like Khan Academy uses YouTube extensively in delivering their e-content. MOOC, Massive Open Online Course MOOC, is a new approach to delivering e-learning. MOOC is a model for delivering e-learning content online to any person who wants to take a course with no limit or attendance. E-learning standards. According to ISO, standards can be defined as documented agreements containing technical specifications or other precise criteria to be used consistently as rules, guidelines or definitions of characteristics to ensure that materials, products, processes and services are fit for their purpose. The goal of standards is to provide fixed data structures and communication protocols for learning objects and cross-system workflows. This enables interoperability between applications such as learning management system, LMS or in-house developed content by providing uniform communication guidelines that can be used throughout the design, development and delivery of learning objects. There have been a number of efforts worldwide to develop standards for learning object interoperability. The standards support interoperability, durability, manageability, reusability, and accessibility. These standards focus on content metadata, content packaging, and runtime communication to support tracking of students' activities. To this end, there are several organizations working towards standards and to make sure learning content is interoperable with various learning management technologies. In recent years, groups like the Aviation Industry Computer-Based Training CBT Committee, AICC, the IMS Global Learning Consortium, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, the Alliance for Remote Instructional Authoring and Distribution Networks for Europe, the Dublin Core, Shareable Content Object Reference Model, and CAN Core have developed specifications or guidelines for various aspects of learning object development and use. Massive Open Online Course MOOC. A massive open online course MOOC is an online course that has open access and interactive participation by means of the web. MOOCs provide participants with course materials that are normally used in a conventional education setting, such as examples, lectures, videos, study materials, and problem sets. Apart from this, MOOCs offer interactive user forums which are extremely useful in building a community for students, TAs, and professors. Generally, MOOCs do not change tuition fees or provide academic credit. Some of the famous MOOC providers are Coursera and Udacity. The Indian MOOC initiative is known as Swayam. Coursera. Coursera is an online education provider that offers online courses, popularly known as MOOCs or Massive Open Online Courses, from top universities around the world. Currently, it has 150 such university partners from 29 countries around the world. These partners include Stanford, Duke, Penn, Princeton, Michigan, Peking, and HEC Paris. Coursera has also started partnering with companies like IBM, Google, and PwC. Such companies are also launching courses on Coursera. Coursera has two main products: online courses and specializations. Specializations basically consist of a sequence of online courses designed to enable you to master a particular topic. Some specializations have a capstone project as the last course in the sequence. Not all courses are part of specializations, but a majority of courses that are newly launched are part of a specialization. Udacity is a for-profit educational organization founded by Sebastian Thrun, David Stevens, and Mike Sokolowski, offering massive open online courses, MOOCs. According to Thrun, the origin of the name Udacity comes from the company's desire to be audacious for you, the student. While it originally focused on offering university-style courses, it now focuses more on vocational courses for professionals. Udacity is the outgrowth of free computer science classes offered in 2011 through Stanford University. Swayam. Swayam is a program initiated by Government of India and designed to achieve the three cardinal principles of education policy, viz. Access, equity, and quality. The objective of this effort is to take the best teaching learning resources to all, including the most disadvantaged. Swayam seeks to bridge the digital divide for students who have hitherto remained untouched by the digital revolution and have not been able to join the mainstream of the knowledge economy. This is done through an indigenous developed IT platform that facilitates hosting of all the courses taught in classrooms from 9th class till post-graduation to be accessed by anyone, anywhere, at any time. All the courses are interactive, prepared by the best teachers in the country, and are available free of cost to the residents in India. More than 1,000 specially chosen faculty and teachers from across the country have participated in preparing these courses. The courses hosted on Swayam are in 4 quadrants: video lecture, specially prepared reading material that can be downloaded or printed, self-assessment tests through tests and quizzes, and an online discussion forum for clearing the doubts. Steps have been taken to enrich the learning experience by using audio, video, and multimedia and state-of-the-art pedagogy or technology. In order to ensure best quality content are produced and delivered, 9 national coordinators have been appointed. They are AICTE for self-paced and international courses, NPTEL for engineering, UGC for non-technical post-graduation education, CEC for undergraduate education, NCERT and NEOS for school education, IGNOU for out-of-the-school students, IIMB for management studies, and NITTTR for teacher training program. Swayam platform is indigenously developed by Ministry of Human Resource Development MHRD and All India Council for Technical Education AICTE with the help of Microsoft, and would be ultimately capable of hosting 2,000 courses and 80,000 hours of learning covering school, undergraduate, postgraduate, engineering, law, and other professional courses. It's time to summarize the session. We started with the discussion of education through internet. Then the characteristics of online education were discussed. The different methods for teaching in digital medium such as flipped, blended, and hybrid learning was also seen. The different approaches of learning, the communication, collaboration and authoring tools, etc. were discussed in detail. The module ends with a discussion on the different types of e-learning and teaching methods. A picture of the popular online courses was also given. Well, thank you for watching today's program. Goodbye.